How's it going? It's Blaze. Today I'm making a video on the latest update 13W36A. Now there is 13W36B, but all that is a huge bug fix that just came out today, I believe, if I am uploading this today, which I hope I will be. And this update is very, very cool so far, and I can tell it's going to be a lot more decorative and fun. Now, first thing that's new that you can see is there are a bunch of new flowers, and basically they're really, really, really cool. Now, this one right here, this is a dandelion. This is exactly what we had before. No changes to that. But as you can see, this might look a little bit different to you, it might not. But this is not a rose anymore. It's called a poppy. Now, I don't know what will happen to the roses that were in the game. Say you had a chest full of roses from, I don't know, the Iron Golem. Say if you had all those, what are going to happen to those? I'm not sure yet if they will turn into poppies, but they do look pretty similar to roses. But have no fear, roses are still in the game, just in a different form. Now this one is a blue orchid. It looks really, really cool, and it's just going to be really cool for decorating. Actually, all of these look actually really cool in my opinion. I mean, they are flowers, but what can I say? They're pretty cool. I think they did a good job on them. Now this is a lium, if I'm saying that right, sorry. And that looks pretty cool. It looks kind of like, I don't know, it looks kind of weird. It's like a puff. It looks something from like Dr. Seuss or something. And then here's the red tulip, the orange tulip, there's a white tulip, and a pink tulip. Let's get rid of those. And then here is the azure bluette, which is really cool. Good name. And then an ox-eye daisy, which is pretty cool looking. Now we've got some taller plants in here, and which is really cool. Which I actually thought that would have been cool if we added them into the game, or if Mojang added them in the game, was sunflowers, and they look freaking epic here. They're huge, and they look really cool. And they usually face towards north, I think, or east. Yeah. Sorry, they actually face towards east most of the time. Sorry, I got that mixed up. Now there's lilac, which also looks amazing. This is double tall grass. Rose bush, which is the rose in just a new form now. Peony, and large fern, which is basically like a fern, but it looks kind of like the same thing, but just like one's upside down on top, which is kind of weird looking. But actually, I'm gonna keep these up. Or at least I'll keep these ones up. Alright, so I think if we get some bone meal, if we get some bone meal, oh crap, and we put it in here, yep, it will pop out some extra peonies and some red rose bushes and some lilacs and some sunflowers, so you can farm these, and that is really gonna be useful in survival mode if you want to decorate your house, so you don't have to go on an exploration trip and find them. So let's go into survival here and dig these guys up. And what I think is going to be a really lifesaver is that you can actually craft all of these into the according respective dyes here, so you don't have to be mixing anything. You don't have to be hunting for all kinds of different mixtures to get your dyes anymore. You just have to go and find these different flowers, and it is awesome. So as you can see, the red tulip will give you 1 rose red, and I believe the poppy will give you 2. So here you go. Here's all different things. I mean, these ones will give you light gray. I forget which ones those are, but a few of them will give you light gray, so don't be worried if that happens. Let's turn it back to day. Go back into creative. Alright, so let's move on to the next order of business, and that is fishing, which you guys were all waiting for. And also what's happened is, oops, I forgot those out in there. I have to get those. There are new enchantments for fishing rods, which is really, really cool. One is called Luck of the Sea, and the other one is called Lure. Alright, so Lure increases the chance of catching fish, and Luck of the Sea increases the chance of getting treasure. So let's put these bad boys on here, and we will check these out. So this one is Luck of the Sea. Let's just name this Luck so we can remember. And this one is Lure. So I've been waiting a while for them to add some more enchantments into the game, except for Thorns. That one has been pretty recent. I think 1.5 they added it, which is pretty cool. I think that was a good thing to add because it hurts the enemies when they're getting you, so when they're hitting you, so that's especially good against skeletons. Alright, so let's see if we can get anything. So this one is Lure, which will give us better treasure, and they've added new treasure. So now let's check while we're fishing here. Let's check what you can get. So the treasure, there's 7 items. You can get enchanted fishing rods, you can get a bow, enchanted books, name tags, tripwires, lily pads, and saddles. But you can also get junk, which also kind of stinks. I completely forgot to show this to you guys. It's called Podzol. It's basically a new form of dirt, and it will not spread, and it will not take over anything else. You can't plant anything on it. So if you try to do this, oh, well, that's dumb of me. So another thing that's really cool that's been added is packed ice, and it will not. The texture is a little bit different. It's not translucent anymore, and it cannot melt. So as you can see, it's not melting. It will leave it here, and it still won't melt, and it can be picked up. So we got our cooked salmon in here. Let's go to survival. Oh, that was dumb. Alright, so if we run around here for a while, get hungry, we also see these melons here in the jungle, which is awesome. We can now get those so we don't have to go searching the mine shafts. Here's the new taiga. It's got a bunch cooler looking trees over here. I think they've made the textures and the colors of the leaves look cooler, and they've gotten much taller and more consistent, and it looks really, really cool. So let's go try to find the redwood forest and the canyons. Alright, so now we found a mega taiga, and it looks really cool. Now this has got some random moss cobblestone blocks over here. We've also got this this puzzle over here, which is really cool. I love this stuff. I'm gonna use this as soon as I get a silk touch pick. I'm gonna use this. It's really cool. And also another way to get this moss stone here. And there's also a new block, I believe is 3:1, and it's ID, and it's unspreadable dirt. So it's basically the same thing, it just won't spread. So it'll just help keep these biomes looking the same how they are. So, and here's a mega spruce taiga, basically the same thing, which is really cool looking right here. I like this biome. Alright, so I'm flying over here, and I'm looking, and you could see that they're using a lot more gravel here. I don't know how much I like that. I never really liked gravel, even with a new texture. But, I mean, it's something different, gravel beaches. And a lot more use of stone I'm seeing over here. And down here, if you look, you can see some sugarcane, which they change the texture a little bit, and then it changes colors depending on the biome. So that looks pretty cool. And then the new spruce update. And then here we've got extreme hills with snow-capped mountains, and this looks amazing. It's extreme hills plus now. It looks freaking awesome. And here's a huge ass cliff. Looks beast mode. I love how they did this. Alright, now here I want to show you the swamp. I mean, you can see this awesome hill here. But what they've changed with the swamp is they add a lot more lily pads and a lot more grass, and they've changed the color variation a little bit. So as you can see, there's these little mud spots where there's just a random dirt blocks place, which I think looks a lot more swampy, I guess you could say. And then over here there's some more grass, which looks really cool from above, and that's just really awesome over here. That's a good change that they've made, especially with that sugarcane. That looks really cool. And then you could see the colors are just mixed in, which looks really awesome. Now we're coming over to the ocean, I think, over here, at least a small little lake, and they have changed the ocean floor. It doesn't really look like it over here, but they've made it mostly out of gravel. So now you're not going to really be seeing much of clay and dirt, or Yeah, clay and dirt and sand except for gravel. Alright, so is this gonna be sand? No. I've been having really bad luck with finding desert and then the new Sahara biome. So as you can see, what I was talking about here is there's mostly gravel on the bottom. If you can see that, it's not. It looks okay to me, and the oceans are a little bit deeper, but they're not as big now. So that's a little different. So it's gonna not take up as much as your map. Alright, it took me forever to get here. I passed about 3 villages on the way there. You could see that down in the distance. But this is Sahara. This is basically what I was looking forward to here. And it's got jungle trees here, which I think looks really, really cool. So basically this is just a dried out, almost desert-like place, but it's got a lot of, I think dead bushes spawn here, and then the double tall grass spawns here also. And then these trees just add a really nice touch to this. Alright, now here we have the roof forest. These are made out of spruce 2x2 trees, and the little canopy is made out of wider leaves. So it looks really cool from the top, and they've added the mushrooms now, as you can see. So they're not going to be as rare, so you could save those blocks if you really want them. And I think that it looks really cool. It's a really nice touch what they added here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please slap a like on this video. It'll help me out a lot. If you want to see more upcoming snapshots on the update 1.7, it'll help me out a lot if you subscribe, and it'll keep you tuned in for some new episodes. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to add some more videos as soon as I can. This is a quick video. I didn't really have enough time today. So please stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.